white people. They were pretty much casting a vote to whether black people should stay in this country or not. If it was 2020 or 2019, I just remember seeing 2000, and it wasn't that far off from today's date, and this is June the 18th, 2019. So it wasn't that far off. And they were casting a vote, and one of this white lady, and you could tell she was an evil old she was an evil old heifer. She says that America and the world would be a better place if they just put all these black people back in Africa where they got them from. And she basically said, we got our use out of them. We don't need them no more. There was a handful out of all of the white people in America and across the world, maybe 1, maybe 2% of all of them. They was like, that's crazy. If they gone, we don't have, nothing's worth nothing. Because they knew that we were the salt of the earth. We make everything savory. So the white man that was with her, he was like, well, I'm gonna make sure it happened. Well, what happened is, it was a worldwide thing that everyone who had melanin in their skin, how could I put it? They had this device where you walk through it and it could tell you how much melanin you had in your skin, or if you had any in you at all. And they said you couldn't have any curl to your hair in order to stay. You just had to be like pink, pretty much. So what was happening is, a lot of those Europeans that didn't want us to go, they was trying to go with us, but the government wouldn't let them go with us. And the ones that was really trying to go with us and that was ridiculing them, they were being shot like in front of a firing squad. So we leave. This is worldwide, in China, everywhere. So now they getting what they asked for. Now all the armies got together and they had made, I guess, some kind of treaty to where the ships and stuff that we were on wouldn't be damaged. So I'm standing in this place and I see all my beautiful Hebrew Israelite people. And I see us and I'm looking around and it's just so many different shades of black, what they call black. And it was so beautiful. But then, since we were all gathered together, I just remember hearing this. It sounded like a shofar, but it was probably 10,000 times louder, and it went like that. It was just, and when it blew, the earth began to shake, and we looked up in the sky, and I seen those colors. We're in this dream again. The sky turned all these different colors. It was beautiful, and I just remember seeing the sky folding back, like the clouds folding back, and I just remember these huge angels just came flying out of nowhere, because what happened is, in this treaty that they signed, what they was going to do was wait until we all got in the water out to sea, and they was getting ready to bomb us on these ships because they was sending us home. The Most High sent these angels, and these angels was protecting us, and they were mad. And so when we get to where we going, soon as the first people's feet hit the sand of Akabulan, soon as their feet hit the ground, I mean, when I say total, utter chaos. It was missiles flying over our heads, but it was like we were under this protective dome like the firmament. And they couldn't, because we was all gathered in one place. I don't know where it was. This land that we went to, no human had ever set foot there. This wasn't none of the continents that we know of. It's nowhere where the heathens have been. All I know is when we got there, I could smell honeysuckle and all these flowers in the air. You could smell frankincense. You could smell myrrh in the air, cedar, wood. It was all kind of animals everywhere. And it was lions and like tigers and leopards and panthers, and it was animals we had never seen before that these white people say are extinct, and they're not. But we were walking past these animals and they were like house cats. They were like house cats. It was amazing. So we were thirsty. When we would stick our hand in the water was warm. But when we would bring it up to drink, it would be cool when we would drink it down, and it was sweet. And soon as we got to this land where we were going, all of a sudden, that's when I seen the missile. It was like these countries was fighting against each other. They was fighting, and one of the guys from America, he says, we should have let them effing niggers go. We should have just kept them here and we would be safe, because he knew the reason why America hadn't been bombed by these other countries is because the children of the Most High was here. So it was one of those like surreal moments to where all of the people, the ones that believed already knew that was in the truth. We were happy. The other ones, they wasn't happy. They was happy being under the foot and thumb of these Europeans and these Gentile nations. And once they seen that going on, they were looking in awe, because they were like, they didn't know what was going on. And then it was just utter chaos. So here's the last dream, and I'm gonna let y'all go. My daughter and I had the same dream about the same thing. So in my dream, this was last week, I had a dream that it was me and my cousin Bimmy. He's into the truth. He knows what's going on and stuff, and my uncle does too, but he has some issues that he need to work out real quick, as all of us do. So what happened in this dream is we were over my Aunt Dale's house and we were barbecuing. So my little cousin Bimmy was here from California for some reason, and we were barbecuing. So we were in the backyard. I'm on our back deck, me and Bimmy, and we had our Bibles, our Sefer Bibles out, and we were like just talking about scripture and just having a good time in the Most High. Yeah, so we were sitting there, and then we stood up to the grill, and then I'm turning the food, and all of a sudden we heard this knock, but we felt this knock too. It was like this knock. And in the dream, I could see it was this huge angel. He was humongous, and he had on war attire like he was great go tear up some stuff. So he knocks on the door. When he knocks on the door, it shakes the very foundation of Aunt Dale's house. So me and Bimmy kind of look at each other like, what is that? So in the dream, I could see around to the front door. He knocks on the front door. My Aunt Chiba, she opens the door, and she was like, what you want? Like that, pretty much. And he was like, y'all ready to go? And she said, we don't know you. We ain't going nowhere with you. And my Aunt Lena was like, yep, ain't going nowhere. We staying right here. So my Aunt Jean looks, and she says, I know who he is. And she just had this smile on her face. So then my uncle was like, I know who he is too. But he was high and drunk. So he started wiping the sweat off his face, and he was like, I'm going. So the angel kind of looked at him like, what? And then he just asked him again, y'all ready to go? And nobody in the house was ready to go. So Uncle Sonny was trying to go. He kept saying, I'm ready. My uncle kept saying, I'm ready to go. And when he kept saying that, the angel wouldn't even look at him. So he tried to come out the front door, my Aunt Dale's front door, and the angel had shut the door. It was just standing there in front of the house on the little walkway up to her front door. He was just standing there. But he had fixed it to where where my uncle couldn't get the door open. So I said, Bimmy, let's go around the front and see what's going on. So Bimmy says, okay, cool. So we go around there, and he looks at me and Bimmy, and he has his smile on his face. And he said, y'all ready? We was like, yep. I looked at this angel. I said, I hate it here. I've always hated it here, even as a kid. I said, I'm ready to go. I don't ever want to see this place again. So he grabs me and Bimmy's hand, and he said, hold on real tight, and we just shot up way high. And we were still in the firmament, but I could see the entire earthly plane. And they been lying to y'all. The earth ain't no ball. It was just flat. It's huge. It's vast. It's places that these occidentalized caucasoids have never been. But they want you to think they've been everywhere. So what's going on is, he pointed and he said, look. So we looked, and I could see everything. The United States, everything. But we could see the people. Small people, tiny. We could see what they was doing. So then we go down, and he gives Bimmy the end of his robe. And he said, hold on, baby. So we dropped down probably about 5,000 feet. Everything's still tiny, but now we can actually see city. And he said, watch. And he pointed again. but he's talking to us without his mouth moving. The stuff I just said that me and my cousin Bimmy said, like we was ready to go, and I said I was tired of being here, I hated this place, I didn't even open my mouth. I was just thinking that because we were awestruck by the size of this angel. He was probably 15 feet high. So we looked, America was on fire. It was missiles flying everywhere. Everybody was firing on everybody. But all the black people were gone off of each continent. They were gone. I don't know where they were. All I know is that they weren't there. They were not there. I don't know. Once again, we go to this giant piece of land where nobody has ever been. I could smell the honeysuckle, flowers. The water was warm and sweet, cool when you drank it. I've seen the lions and all these animals that is eating people. These ferocious animals, they weren't ferocious anymore. Like I seen a kid, a baby, playing with a lion, a male lion. The female lion was licking the little baby's hair. What it mean? Don't know. I'm gonna find out because I'm gonna dig in my cipher and find out. So all these missiles is flying overhead, and me and Bimmy both, we could smell, in this dream, we could smell burning flesh. And it was like these places, all the black people have been taken. Whether they knew the truth, whether they was in the truth or not, they have been taken. And the Most High came and got them. So then, my daughter has a dream. She said me and her and Yanni, my other daughter, said that we were standing by this ambulance, this truck or something, this ambulance or fire truck or something. And she said it was missiles flying all over everybody's head. She starts crying. She looks at me. She said, "Daddy, are we gonna die here?" I said, "No, we ain't gonna die here." She said, and right when I said, "No, we ain't gonna die here," she said, "We was gone." I just wanted to share this dream with my YouTube family and let y'all know the Most High is definitely dealing with his people.
Here's what I saw. I was reading about a prophetic word that I gave concerning Africa and about King Leopold of Belgium and what he did many years ago, centuries ago. And I was reminding myself that there is to remind the African nation and those that live in Africa, various parts, and you should share this with all of them. Please stay with me because I'm going somewhere with this. King Leopold basically took over Africa, and of course, there's a King Leopold type figure that is trying to move in that region right now. While reading this, the Lord took my eyes and took me into the future. Took me into the future in what appeared to be the result or the reaction of an apocalyptic event. So I'm sitting here asking myself, am I hallucinating? What is going on, and how come I'm seeing this? You should share this with everyone. And here is what I saw. I saw cruise ships on every coastline in America. I saw cruise ships. These cruise ships were in Texas, South Texas, Galveston, Florida, Louisiana, California, wherever there's a coastline, Virginia, South Carolina even. Wherever there's a coastline, I saw cruise ships, even up the Northeast Corridor, New York, Jersey, wherever there's a coastline city. I saw cruise ships docked there, and I saw people running into these ships. God, what am I seeing? I was seeing a mass exodus. It was massive. Had me astonished because I'm like, what is going on? Something in this vision, this was a vision that I was seeing, was causing people, now watch this, particularly African-American people, to exit. Now, just as there was an exodus in Egypt, from Egypt, there is going to be an exodus from America, because something is getting ready to take place when the word gets out of what is happening. In the same way that the slave ships came from West Africa and brought slaves into America, ships, cruise ships, are going to return many back. So there is coming another exodus, but an exodus from America into what I heard was the motherland. Exodus from, I saw it, y'all. I saw it. I know what I saw. I saw it, and it was so real to me that I came to. I'm like, oh, wow. He was showing me that he is getting ready to send his people back. Now, this is all going to happen. The Exodus is going to happen from America back into Africa, back into Jerusalem even. This is getting ready to happen. The Exodus is coming out of America and going back. And I saw thousands and millions even of people running toward the ships. And listen, they were leaving with money. What did you just say? They were leaving with gold. They were leaving with substance, even credit. Man, I don't know. All I know is what I saw. You take that up with God. I don't know. I'm telling you that something is happening. Something is happening already. And whatever it is, it's already moving. Now, I don't know all this means. I just know what I saw, and I saw it. This hadn't been a half an hour ago. You would begin to pray about it. That's what I would do. That's what I'm already doing. But I see a massive second exodus. Now, here is why. Here is one of the things that I also saw. I was reminded that God talked about his people being on ships, brought over on ships, and his people, oh God, having shackles and chains, shackles of iron and chains, because of their rebellion and because of their idolatry and because they began to do the things of the heathen. The world is going to hear this message. He's telling me even right now, he said the world is going to hear this message because they're going to wonder how I know. I just saw it. I just saw it. And he said in the word, he said, I'm judging. I judged my people, but I'm not going to judge you forever. I'm not going to judge you forever. I'm going to return you back to myself. And I'm going to judge that nation that oppressed you. I'm going to judge that nation that oppressed you. That's what the Lord said to me. I said to myself, okay, so what's going to happen if I'm judging, if I'm done judging my people? He said, you're going to be in bondage for 400 years. If I judge my people for defying me, and then I'm going to judge the nation that, the cruel nation. He said, I'm going to judge them. It means America is under judgment. America is not going to want this to happen, but America is going to begin to fight. America is going to they're going to be too busy. The powers that be are going to be too busy handling something else. I saw it clearly, and I know what I saw. He said, I'm getting ready to judge America, and I'm going to make sure that the innocent, the people of God, and those that are my jewels are not caught in the crossfire. And I saw ships on the coastline, and I saw people of all nationalities, but in particular, his children, his nation, his people, Judah, the 12 tribes that are hiding in America. Probably the prince of the power of the air that don't want this to go out. But I promise you, I'm going to say it again a little bit later. I promise you I'm going to share this. But I saw it. It came to me, and I looked with my eyes, my spiritual eyes, and saw it. And people were from all over the nation trying to get to, they were saying whatever city you could get to. And there were literal cruise ships. There were cruise ships that were, Lord have mercy. These cruise ships were waiting for us to come there. But now here's the other part about it, what I saw. I saw, hallelujah, I saw a transfer of wealth, money, substances. I just saw it. I don't know what's going on, but I know what I just saw. And America is getting ready. And let me say this, the African American and the true Jew and the true people of God are getting ready to return back from whence they came in the way in which they came. They came in abuse and attack. They are going to return in comfort and wealth. This is what is getting ready to take place. I know what I saw. I saw it clearly. I wasn't trying to see it. I wasn't looking for it, wasn't speaking in tongues, wasn't doing anything. I was minding my business, and he opened up my eyes and let me see it. And this is not long. God, the Lord, showed me that he is getting ready, exit us. He's getting ready to exit us. Exit us. Who is us? If my people, you see, his people, it's his people. Don't get mad, because he knows who his people are. So what I'm saying to you is, right now, get ready for it. If I be a prophet of God, this word shall come to pass. I have not heard this anywhere, but I just saw it sitting right there, thinking to myself, oh, what am I looking at? There is coming a mass exodus of people, especially those are the descendants of the slave trade. Lord have mercy. Those that are descendants of those who came in the slave trade, it's getting ready to be reversed. And he showed me that when I don't know about anything. I'm just telling you what he showed me. He didn't give me all of the details about everybody, but I do know that this is mainly aimed at those who are people of color, the descendants of those who were abused. God said, now you've asked them long enough to give you reparations. Now I'm going to force the reparations just like I'm going to force the reparations just like I forced Pharaoh and his people to pay the children of Israel as they left Egypt. He said he's going to exit us. That means we won't have to exit. He's going to do it this time. And it is being revealed. I know this. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I saw.
Hello everyone. I was coming on here because I know I've commented on several people's posts about the 3 dreams that God had revealed to me about what appeared to be a second Exodus. So I did want to make a video to address that. Okay, so my dream started back in March of this year. God showed me ports of where cruise ships were going to be lined up all around where there's a coast. Wherever there's a coast, there will be cruise ships lined up. And I saw people, which is the children of Israel. He did specify that, rushing to get on these cruise ships. But he also had people already designated there to help them get loaded onto the ships. A load of material and loading luggage onto the ships. Something happened. And I don't know what, because he doesn't show that part of what happened. But something occurs, and it's like a rush where everybody's running and trying to get on these cruise ships. So whatever happens, it causes this force to bring the people onto the cruise ships. And then what I saw was people were actually trying to prevent this from happening. There were people out there trying their best to do anything to prevent people from getting on the ships, preventing from the ships allowing people to get on them, just causing a big fuss about it. But God handled that situation. I'm not going to say how, but anyone that will attempt to prevent that from happening was handled by him. There were also people that felt like they were entitled to be on the ships, and those people were dealt with too. After everybody was boarded, God showed me it was a fleet. It's all going to the same place. So it was like I went from getting onto the ship. I don't see what happens once we get on the ship, but to being up in the air above the ships. That way I can see that there's a whole fleet going to the same direction. Okay, so since then, I want to say months later, God showed me back in June, I'm going to say like the last week of June, videos from other people he have shown this vision to. And I saw their videos, and it was verbatim to the dreams that he showed me. I couldn't believe it. It was like those people were in my dream and recorded everything that I had saw in the dream, because everything they spoke on was verbatim to my dream. And I don't know these people. I have never met them, and I only saw their videos either on YouTube or TikTok. So I want to come on here and express what I saw. And this is not to please anybody or to make anybody feel any type of way. And I really don't care who don't believe me. I don't. Because this is between you and God. It's not for you to believe me. I can't make you believe me. So if you believe it, you believe it. You know, but that's between you and the good Lord. But I do want to express what the Lord showed me. And that brings me to when Joseph said, when the angel came to Joseph in a dream about Mary, the angel didn't say, refer back to a Bible verse and this will confirm what I'm saying. So I'm not going to do that. Even though he had to read Bible verses. I don't feel like I have to do that for you guys. Because faith is one thing where you believe without seeing. You either believe or you don't.
Isaiah 11 verses 11 to 12. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Ezekiel 11 verse 17. Therefore say, Thus saith the Lord God, I will even gather you from the people, and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. Jeremiah 16 verses 14 to 16. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, The Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. Jeremiah 31 verse 10. Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him, as a shepherd doth his flock. Isaiah 43 verse 6. I will say to the north, Give up, and to the south, Keep not back, bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth.
John the Revelator, Black Scorpion King, and Miss Smith are the pioneers of talking about the second Exodus.
Going to be an exodus from America because something is getting ready to take place.
Really strong vision, and I can see it now, of this huge boat. It was in the distance.
Those cruise liners, those cruise ships are for us.
Many melanated people boarding ships.
My presence to this vision, and it was riding up on us to come to dock.
We are going back in style.
And he said on all the coasts.
If any one of them bombs drop over here, we gone. Y'all better read the book.
I saw cruise ships docked there, and I saw people running into these ships.
It was some ships that came.
And I remember, and I can see that this ship is huge.
I got it from here, Sheba. Brothers and sisters, there'll be major disasters all through Babylon. Earthquakes will crumble cities before your very own eyes, and you will not survive this if you are left behind and don't make it to them ships. Major tidal waves will flood cities out due to meteors falling from the sky, which is starting to happen, family. We all can see this. Sinkholes so big, cities will sink under, will go under, family. Those ships are for you, black children, to escape the judgment of the Most High that is about to come upon this land. You do not want to be here. I pray that we all make it.
Wake up!
These wheels will be seen all over America. All over America. They're coming down over the major cities. So you won't be able to say it's swamp gas or little lights and people were drunk. They'll be down over Chicago. They'll be down over New York. You will look up one day and see them, and I don't want you to be terrified. They're your your friends, black man. They're your friends, black man. They're your friends, black man. They're your friends, black man.